You're listening to the Avenue's special monthly broadcast of August Haven Live, the virtual edition. Joining us today as our special musical guest on the August Haven virtual stage is singer-songwriter Tom Thiel. Regular Avenue listeners are well acquainted with your solo work. A couple of songs off your 2017 album, Old Shadows, have become favorites. Tell us about that WAMI award-winning album.
Yeah, so Old Shadows just kind of happened. I had all these songs written that I liked a lot, and the songs were a little more personal and simple. So I recorded that one at Studio H in Appleton with Tony Anders producing it. And Tony had produced the last two Boxkar albums, so we worked really well together.
You've been working on something new called Armchair Astronaut, and the Avenue has been playing a cut from that, Satellite. Great song, very cool feeling. Talk about what went into creating that song and sound.
Yeah, Satellite was a song I had out on SoundCloud, and I just wasn't sure what to do with it. I didn't know if it needed a big middle section or if I should just keep the song really simple. So I sent it to Mark, and he got the chorus stuck in his head and came up with some awesome ideas to build the song up to like a big grand finale, a big finish. And I love how it turned out. And Mark was mixing this song during quarantine, so he'd come up with these ideas and he'd send me a mix. He'd email me things, and it just started happening more frequently, and the ideas got bigger and bigger until it exploded. It's got tubular bells and strings and timpani and a choir and an opera singer. It's just over the top.
Mark Goldie gave a behind-the-scenes look at how he builds a song in production in a great YouTube video. Check that out. You're listening to 91.1 The Avenue's August Haven live broadcast, the virtual edition with Tom Thiel. We'll be back with more interviews and live music until 7 p.m. August Haven is a supporting partner of The Avenue.
Oh, satellite, spinning round, been up there for years, no signs of slowing down. Satellite, so high and true. When I was a kid, I first noticed you. Satellite, my little ones, I'll tuck you in. You deserve so much better than this. From your pillow and from your bed, watch for the satellite high overhead. High overhead. We're gonna let you down easy. 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 Oh, satellite. Oh, satellite, without a sound. Many down here have already moved on. Oh, satellite, won't you come down? No one would notice you here on the ground. Satellite, say goodnight, it's getting late. Time moves quickly, it all slips away from your window and from your bed. Watch for the satellite high overhead. High overhead. We're gonna let you down easy. We're gonna let you down easy. We're gonna let you
Once again, this is Steve March Torme from 91.1 The Avenue, and we are bringing you our special broadcast, August Haven Live, the virtual edition. And we're back with singer-songwriter Tom Thiel. In the last break, we were talking about your new song, Satellite, and that song is going to be part of an upcoming album called Armchair Astronaut. So what's behind that name? Are you a wannabe astronaut? What's the story on that? And what kind of music can we expect?
Yeah, the Armchair Astronaut. I was talking to my friend Tobin Campbell about all these songs that I had written that were about space and time and how I was considering writing a concept album. And he came up with some really cool ideas for an album cover. And as I was driving home, I could picture this cover and I could envision like an old TV lighting up someone's face as they were sitting in an old recliner with wallpapered walls and glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. And I came up with the lyrics in my car. And the lyrics aren't really telling a story as much as like painting a picture with words, which it's kind of fun to do too, right? So, but then I needed a title for this song, and I was thinking about like a backseat driver, backseat astronaut, rear view astronaut, shotgun astronaut. That's not too bad. Armchair quarterback. And then I'm like, armchair astronaut. So that was the title of the song, and I'm going to use it for the title of the new record too. So I've dropped a few of the space songs and added a couple other ones about tractors and small towns, things like that. So it's kind of all over the place, but that's what I wanted for this record. The last one, Old Shadows, was a little bit more melancholy and had a black and white cover. And I want this record to feel like when The Wizard of Oz goes from black and white to full color.
Like many projects, it's been somewhat sidelined or delayed during COVID. So how's it coming along, and is there a projected new timeline for release? How will that work?
Yeah, I was almost done recording parts when the quarantine started, so Mark has been mixing a few songs without me there, which is fine. We just email back and forth, and there's no deadline anymore. So the current situation has just changed the process a little, but I hope to have it out by the end of the summer.
That's the voice of Tom Thiel. I'm SMT, and you are listening to 91.1 The Avenue. Stick around. There's more August Haven Live, the virtual edition with Tom Thiel coming up, including a performance set in the 5 o'clock hour. August Haven is a supporting partner of The Avenue. Let's play a Tom Thiel song right now.
Are you waiting here for someone? With your hands still on the wheel, cracked and narrow country roads have led you here. And life ain't fast enough for you. When your heart's in disrepair, your tired angels might catch up to you now if they dare. And then you broke down, and there's no tears at the side of the road. The past is finally letting you go. Yeah, you broke down. Yeah, you broke down. The days are blurring into one, like miles of blacktop in the sun. You always put up a good fight, but never won. No. Oh, shadows moving in around you. They come and go throughout the years, but your angels may have finally found you here. Then you broke down, and there's no tears at the side of the road. Yeah, the past is finally letting you go. Yeah, you broke down.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Avenue's special monthly broadcast of August Haven Live, the virtual edition. If you're just joining us, you might know this is the time of the month that we would normally be gathered at August Haven to enjoy some live music and August Haven's famous hospitality. Like all of you, we've had to adjust and be creative with our events, but we're still able to gather around the radio for a visit with some very talented musicians, thanks to our friends at August Haven. We've been talking with Tom Thiel. It's time to get some music. So, Tom, when was the last time you played an actual gig?
Yeah, my last gig was March 13th, and it was awesome. It was at a house party at the historic mills down by the river in Appleton. And we all had this feeling that it might be a while before any of us were playing again soon. But I opened the show with an acoustic set, and then I also got to play electric with the Kurt Gunn band. So I got to do kind of both things that I like, the acoustic solo thing and play some electric guitar. So that was a good gig to go out on before this break kind of happened.
How does it feel missing live gigs? And what's that like for a performer? Now, you can still play at home, of course, but talk about the value you get from playing in front of a live audience.
Honestly, I didn't think I would miss performing at all. Well, really, I was hoping the new record would have been out in May, so I had been actively booking some shows to fill my calendar. In early March, we just started rehearsing the new songs with the trio, which is Pat Whitehaven on drums and Matt Hammond on bass. So now many of those dates have kind of come and gone. I wrote one new song in March, and then I haven't really touched the guitar since then. So actually, I just saw that my wife had been using one of my guitars to hold the curtains open next to our patio door. So they haven't been getting much use. I do miss the interaction with an audience at a live show. I'm somewhat of an introvert, so I'd hate to imagine what kind of recluse I would have become without music in my life. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there.
Well, let's get some music from Tom right now. Thank you to our supporting sponsor, August Haven, for making this broadcast possible. Tom, thanks again for being able to join us and bring some much-needed musical medicine to our listeners. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks to everyone behind the scenes who makes a virtual event like this possible. So let's just jump right in.
Hey, I won't keep you long. Sorry if I done you wrong, but I hope you're doing fine since you moved on. Old demons that I held on to, shaky hands let you slip on through. You're a better friend to me than I was for you. That's true. It's the deepest colors that last, the brightest moments that fill our past. Oh, I hope this letter finds you well. One day we may meet again, but only time will tell. Oh, I hope this letter finds you well. I meant to write you years ago, but time it got away from me. It's like we never missed a day. Could be yesterday. Some people in your life are here to stay. Life can be a lonely song if there's no one to sing along, so I'll lend my voice until my breath is gone. Yeah. Well, it's the deepest colors that last, the brightest moments that fill our past. Well, I hope this letter finds you well. One only time will tell. Well, I hope this letter finds you well. I meant to write you years ago, but time it got away from me. Dust in all directions, we went our separate ways, misled by good intentions, caught up in the day-to-day. Some pray for our salvation, some are finding who they are, some chose to fight the good fight, got married or played guitar. Well, I hope this letter finds you well. One day we may meet again, but only time will tell. Why, I hope this letter finds you well. I meant to write you years ago, but time it got away from me.
Yeah, that was one off the last album, Old Shadows. And while I'm in the same tuning, I'm going to play a song inspired by a town I grew up in, which was Mackville, Wisconsin. So I don't know if you've ever been there, but the older I get, the more I appreciate what it was like growing up there. So this one's called Unincorporated Town.
It's a small town just off the highway where the trains pass right on through. We graduate from the church to the bar and dream at night about moving. Well, I planned to break too easy, but I know now that there's no such thing. I rehearsed my lines over and over again, but the words never lost their sting. Well, I could settle down in this unincorporated town, 'cause there's something here that makes me belong, and I can't put my finger on it. Or maybe it's you. Well, I was packing away all your letters. I couldn't help but read them too. I guess I took it all for granted, but you were all that I knew. I took the long way around and I drove past your house. You were sitting outside on the ground. The sky was orange and it was full of fire. Our old pictures lay scattered around. Well, I could settle down in this unincorporated town, 'cause there's something here that makes me belong, and I can't put my finger on it. Or maybe it's you. this is where my soul feels full. In the city I'm skin and I'm bone. Our shadows could grow so much taller out here if you wanna keep calling this home. Well, I could settle down in this unincorporated town, 'cause there's something here that makes me belong, and I can't put my finger on it. Well, maybe it's you.
Yeah, unincorporated town. This next song, if I ever had a hit, this would be it. And it's also my mom's favorite song, so she tells me. It's called Where My Heart Is.
Fell for you, and from the start it was already too late. I rolled my heart out of my sleeve. Are you ready to reciprocate? It's hard to see just where I stand. I'm hanging on your every word. Before I fall into your hands, I just wanna be assured. Tell me where your heart is. Tell me what the truth is. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your mind goes. Who you see when your eyes are closed. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your heart is. You stole my heart. I guess I should have turned you in, but now you keep yourself locked away. Why won't you let me in? You're holding back the words. Your mouth is like a loaded gun. Who will you save that bullet for? I wonder if I'll be the one. Tell me where your heart is. Tell me what the truth is. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your mind goes. Who you see when your eyes are closed. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Whoa, 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 whoa. Tell me where your heart is. I'm waiting on the news that I've tuned in to hear, and like a lonely weatherman whose forecast is never clear. Tell me where your heart is. Tell me what the truth is. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your mind goes. Who you see when your eyes are closed. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your heart is. Tell me what the truth is. Does your heart belong to somebody else? Tell me where your mind goes. Who you see when your eyes are closed. Does
Yeah. So this next song was also inspired by my hometown of Macville. And when I lived in Macville, I worked on a farm for a while. We would bale hay in summers, and so I kind of thought about that experience on the farm I worked on back then. And a lot of the old farmers, if you shake their hand, you'd notice that they were missing a few fingers, which explains the first line in this song. So this is a song about a tractor. It's called Minneapolis Moline. Shake of missing fingers, the mortgage man is getting it all. Once painted in red, now the sun is creeping through the walls. Yeah, he'll take the barn and the buildings and some dusty old machinery. He'll keep a bottle of whiskey and his Minneapolis Moline. Few would lower that plow to work the land year after year, tilling money from the dirt and feeling so forgotten out here. Yeah, if hard work were a sin, there's no forgiveness that he's ever seen, except a bottle of whiskey and his Minneapolis Moline. Sit at the wheel and pretend he could drive. Sitting out in the weeds, that Model 335. Well, he got it running again. He got it running again. He's got it running, that Minneapolis Moline. Now the glory days ended and they came just as fast as they went. The dream of his father fades inside this electric fence. Yeah, and now he's packing it up, 'cause soon they'll be picking it clean. Except one bottle of whiskey and his Minneapolis Moline.
I'm Steve March Torme. We're back with Tom Thiel for our final hour of this August Haven Live, the virtual edition. Today's special guest is local singer-songwriter Tom Thiel. As we mentioned earlier, Tom has been performing in and around our area for quite a while. So, Tom, you honed your guitar skills at a very early age, and as the story goes, you went to some unusual lengths to learn to play the guitar. So tell us how you got started.
Oh, yeah. Well, way back in 5th grade, I made my own instrument. I took a chunk of wood and pounded about 12 nails into it. I used large nails for the low notes and small nails for the high notes, and I tuned them by pounding them all in at different depths, and I called it the nail scale. I would hit the nails with a screwdriver, and it was awesome. But as far as learning guitar, in the beginning, I played the drums and my brother Greg played guitar. And he was taking some group lessons at school. So we had a chord book and a guitar. And I had a crappy drum set from Sears. But one day, I took my brother's Neil Diamond albums. He was a big Neil Diamond fan, probably still is. And I used those for my cymbals. And I smashed them all. I thought it was hilarious. But the next morning, when I got to my drum set, he had taken a can opener around all the drum heads and completely ruined my drum set. So then I also switched to guitar since that's all we had in the house. But unfortunately, one of the neighbors stepped on the guitar. So all we had left was this Mel Bay guitar book, this chord book. So I really wanted to learn how to play. So I took my watercolor paints from grade school and I wrapped 6 rubber bands around that plastic watercolor paint set. I wrapped 6 rubber bands around it the long way and drew frets on with a magic marker. And then I learned all of my guitar chords out of that chord book on that thing that I made. And it was ridiculous, but it worked. I knew all those chord shapes in the book. I didn't know what they sounded like because I had no guitar, but my hands, knew the shapes really well. And then eventually, I think my parents felt sorry for me walking around with that thing, so they rented me a guitar and an amp.
Well, that's a lot of dedication. Well, it certainly paid off. Who are some of your guitar influences?
Oh, influences. I like a lot of different guys, but I was really into Rush and the Police early on because those guys were more like textural players than most of the other rock guitar players in the 70s and 80s. I like a lot of jazz fusion guys like Scott Henderson and Wayne Krantz. And I like guys who play in open tunings like Chris Whitley or Shaky Graves. There's a lot of good players out there.
And what are the guitars that you own or enjoy playing? We assume you upgraded since that original board and nail rig.
Oh man, guitars. I used to have 32 guitars, but I had to sell a lot of them off about 10 years ago. But I just kept a few that meant something to me. I've got a Fender Custom Shop Hollow Flake Sparkle Finish Stratocaster. Years ago, I was in a car accident and I rolled my truck over and most of the band's gear was totaled. And I was playing with the Electric Bananas at the time. Our insurance covered most of the damaged gear. So the guys in the band bought me that guitar with some of that extra cash. But in the end, the insurance company came back after me because I was responsible for the accident. So I have a couple other guitars that I like a lot, a Gibson Victory and a Les Paul, but mainly there's a Blue Telecaster that I play, constantly. As far as acoustic guitars, I have a Martin acoustic that's just kind of a below average Martin, but I do most of my writing and recording on that. That's what I'm playing today. And I've got a Yamaha acoustic that I won in a guitar solo contest years ago. And recently I've been playing an old junker that used to hang in my bathroom as a decoration. And my friend Corey from Ardent Guitars fixed it up and made it playable again. I might use that guitar in a little bit.
That's the voice of Tom Thiel. I'm Steve March Torme, and you are listening to August Haven Live, the virtual edition on 91.1 The Avenue. August Haven is a supporting partner of The Avenue. Let's play a Tom Thiel song right now.
Words unspoken had that southern drawl of a wanted man who I ran along. A bad decision led my soul astray. I was lost, I was lost. Say a prayer for me, 'cause I'm moving on. Say a prayer for me. Between myself and the Mississippi River, I had money stored in a riverbank. A run-down shack outside the town of Bagley. I was home, oh, I was home. Say a prayer, say a prayer for me, 'cause I'm moving on. Say a prayer, say a prayer for me, 'cause I'm moving on. Say a prayer, say a prayer for me. I heard the sound of a thief, of a stranger who had found me there in deadly peril. Shots ring out and no one paid no mind. Now it's buried there in a whiskey barrel. Say a prayer for me, 'cause I'm moving on. Say a prayer for me, 'cause I'm moving on. Say a prayer for me.
You're listening to the Avenue's special monthly broadcast of August Haven Live, the virtual edition. Let's continue our conversation with singer-songwriter Tom Thiel. Listeners are familiar with Tom's solo work, with songs like Prayer for Bagley John, When You're Gone, and now Satellite in the Avenue's playlist. But listeners may not know that in a certain time in your career, you had the chance to play in front of a VIP audience at a certain party in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah. Shortly after I joined Boxkar, we were asked to play for the inaugural ball. And that was like in January 2005. And we were opening for Fuel and Matchbox 20. And the big scandal that night was that the singer from Fuel swore, and everybody was all upset. But it was a cool gig. We had to pack up as soon as we were done and head to another venue. We were supposed to play the next morning by the Washington Monument, and it was this big deal. There was a parade, and the Rockettes were there, but there was a snowstorm, and the whole city came to a stop. It was like half an inch of snow, and for us 5 guys from Wisconsin, it didn't even faze us, but we were stranded there for a week. But we met John Popper from Blues Traveler, and he got us into a bunch of cool parties, so it wasn't so bad.
Well, that must have been quite an experience for you and your bandmates. Not one very many musicians get to have.
Yeah, it was cool. We were, mentioned on C-SPAN and in all the newspapers because nobody knew who we were. We were the only unsigned act to perform at any of the inaugural events. And we also had our own limo driver for an entire week. So that was the first time and the last time that's ever happened. So That's pretty cool.
You're listening to 91.1 The Avenue's August Haven Live broadcast, the virtual edition with Tom Thiel. I'm Steve March Torme. We're coming to you with this edition of August Haven Live until 7 p.m. August Haven is a supporting partner of The Avenue. Let's play a Tom Thiel song right now.
You got your black top hat, shined up shoes, your necktie tightens like a noose. Your limo's long and wallet's fat, but did you put your soul in debt for that? It don't matter when you're gone. It don't matter when you're gone. It don't matter when you're gone. You might drown in your own glory. It's all how you choose to use your time. Gold-plated casket and church choir singing, but your grave is just as deep as mine. It don't matter when you're gone. It don't matter when you're gone. It don't matter when you're gone.
Once again, this is Steve March Torme from 91.1 The Avenue, and we are bringing you our special broadcast, August Haven Live, the virtual edition. And we're back once more with singer-songwriter Tom Thiel. Tom, thank you so much for spending time with us today. It is quite a treat anytime, but especially during these times when music fans are missing live music at their favorite venues. We want to thank everyone for tuning in, and thank you to our sponsor, August Haven. August Haven has created this unique event, which will continue in person, as usual, once it's safe to do so again. We thank them for their unwavering support of both the Avenue and the musicians that we feature in these August Haven broadcasts. During these times, it means more than ever. August Haven is a supporting partner of the Avenue. Tom, why don't you give us one last song? Tell us what you're going to play.
I wrote this song when the quarantine first started, and I'll be playing it on a guitar that used to be unplayable, and 20 years ago it used to hang on my wall as a decoration until a friend of mine gave it a second chance. Thanks for having me today, and this song is called Waiting on the Weather. On the outside, it looks no different, but something in the air seems strange. And maybe it's holding us down right now while we're waiting on the weather to change. I try to keep it to ourselves and wear a mask upon your face. We're all alone and yet together while we're waiting on the weather to change. And the coldest winters come to an end, and the summer leaves come back again, and the night turns to day, and every storm cloud runs out of rain.
is it there in the back of your mind? Or is it there on the TV screen? We're missing all the same old, while we're waiting on the weather to change. The coldest winters come to an end, and the summer leaves come back again, and the night turns to day, and every storm cloud runs out of rain.